So if you didn't hear about it, a few weeks ago, Destiny kind of released a statement about what build crafting is going to look like when Lightfall's released. And there's a ton of info on there, and I think there's just one thing we'll all agree on is any builds we're currently using are basically going to be garbage when Lightfall's released. And not because they're bad or anything like that, but just because a lot of the process and mods and interactions are going to be changing so much. A lot of us are going to be starting from scratch, which is a good thing. I mean, in my opinion, that makes the game quite a bit more fun, right? Right. Now, although all the info we got as far as build crafting goes, like covered tons of things, everything from how we're going to stun champions to charge the light mods, everything like that. But one thing that really caught my eye is the change that's coming for elemental wells. So if you're like me, since they kind of changed how orbs of power are created or kind of reduced the avenues we can use to create orbs of power, you started leaning into elemental wells. That's what I did anyways, just because elemental wells, I like spamming abilities just in general, and just using elemental wells with that obviously is like definitely ease of use. There was definitely ease of use for the last year on that, and that was cool, and I enjoyed it. You know, there's things like when I'm using solar, like Well of Life, I enjoy it. I use it almost every time I'm running a solar subclass, especially in Grandmasters, and you know, it probably saved my butt more times than I even realized it did throughout this game. But that's all going away, probably. That's how I understood this anyways. So instead, it's being replaced by things similar to ionic traces. So ionic traces, if you don't know, I mean, you can have fragments equipped that create ionic traces on, say, enemies that are afflicted by Jolt, that kind of thing. And really easy to generate anyways. Like whenever I'm running Arc, I constantly see them running around and spinning around me just because they're glitching out and stuff like that. So easy to create though. Anyways, now, in the example here, what they say is Ember of Tempering Fragment will create fire sprites when you defeat an enemy with a solar weapon. Okay, great. That sounds like even more easy. Just anything solar that you're using is going to make a fire sprite. And then it says there's going to be a new Ember of Mercy fragment equipped, so picking up a fire sprite will give you the restoration effect, which sounds like incredibly strong. So, because we don't have like all the info and it was just an example, no details or anything like that, we're given. So it leads me, so I got questions a little bit anyways. Like, is it going to be that simple that you just, you know, you have Ember of Tempering on and every solar weapon kill you get is going to give you restoration now? Like, I can't really see that totally being the case. I think there's going to be a few like nuances in there, like maybe you have to use a solar weapon, but the enemy has to be conflicted with incandescent, or they have to have Scorch applied to them, right? The same way you need to have Jolt applied to an enemy to get an ionic trace. So if that's the case, and I'm kind of leaning towards that's going to be more the case. I can't just imagine they're just going to give us free restoration with any solar weapon kill. So with that thought in my head that Bungie's not going to make things that easy for us, that we're going to have to be applying some kind of debuff, and it's solar, so I'm thinking it has to be Scorch, right? This is my thought process for exotic weapons you might be looking forward to, or I might be looking forward to when Lightfall's released. And I'm talking about things where I'm going to get a fire sprite. As soon as I get a fire sprite, I'm going to have restoration, and it's just basically like unlimited healing potential. Maybe. I guess we'll have to wait till Lightfall to find out for sure. But here we go. So the first one, Sunshot. So Sunshot right now by itself, nothing spectacular. Doesn't really work with our Solar 3.0, but it's going to. So when Lightfall, the plan is when you get a kill with Sunshot, it's going to explode and it's going to apply Scorch as well to all the enemies, right? So applying Scorch to the enemies and then killing them, possibly, my thought is it's going to give us fire sprites, which for basic rank and file enemies, maybe not in Grandmaster. Grandmaster is a little bit tougher because, you know, they're so much more beefy. But for Master difficulty, for sure, this is definitely going to be plausible. There's a potential with Sunshot, when it gets updated with Lightfall, that every kill is going to explode, transfer Scorch to a bunch of enemies, they're going to explode, and you're going to have a bunch of little fire sprites running towards you, giving you restoration too at the same time. So potentially, I don't know if you guys have experience playing around with Sunshot, but it's satisfying on weaker enemies. It honestly is. We don't use it that much because it's definitely not a meta or anything like that, but imagine that it's also giving you fire sprites at the same time that are healing you, giving you restoration effect, right? Sounds great to me. The next weapon, Prometheus Lens. So again, Prometheus Lens does apply Scorch on sustained damage to targets right now, but again, that's going to be getting an increase as well. So it will, for its catalyst, be getting Incandescent as a perk, which Incandescent, when you get a kill on an enemy, it explodes, transferring Incandescent or Scorch to other enemies that are around it, right? Another thing with Orpheus lens is on a kill, it auto reloads. And again, so you're getting auto reload with each enemy kill. Each enemy kill is applying Scorch to surrounding enemies, killing those enemies, creating fire sprites. Again, like potential unlimited restoration, as long as you got some weak enemies to kill. And I mean, it's fun. Again, is this the first? I think it was the first trace rifle that was ever released, right? So I think any of us that have been playing for a long time, we had a bit of fun with this one, absolutely. Now, another one I'm interested in, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, but Polaris Lance. So Lightfall Polaris Lance, when you get the 5th perfect shot, it's going to, again, apply Scorch to enemies, right? So this is definitely, like, not... I mean, I'm going to try it out, but I don't have a lot of hope with it. But, you know, primary energy weapons, like, they're going to be getting a buff and stuff, but maybe, it's just, this is one of those ones. I mean, it comes with Dragonfly right now, plus 5th perfect shot. It might be okay for long distance things, and we'll see. Anyways, I'm not going to hold my breath on this one, but again, could be giving you fire sprites on 5th perfect shots, and then kills after that for anyone that has Scorch. We'll see. Now, for those 3 I just listed, right, if we're going to be able to make fire sprites off enemies that are afflicted by Scorch, let's say, for an example, it all kind of requires groups of enemies, right? You got to kill one to apply Scorch to other enemies, and then kill them to get the fire sprite. So this next one, although it's not the most popular by any means, especially endgame content, but it has its uses, is Skyburner's Oath. Now, why I'm extra curious about this one is the fact that you don't have to have a group of enemies to apply Scorch to them, like through explosions and that type of thing. Skyburner's Oath is kind of unique, is that you can have just one enemy and it applies Scorch to that enemy, right? So depending how this whole fire sprite and restoration thing's gonna work, Skyburner's Oath might be like an endgame weapon now all of a sudden, like all the time. Like if you can imagine you're doing a Grandmaster, it's a solar burn, maybe you're fighting Cabal too, so you get that extra damage bonus, and just every single enemy you kill with Skyburner's Oath is gonna give you a fire sprite and give you restoration. Like, sounds great to me, right? Maybe too great. So, or maybe I'm just way off base, and everything they said in that initial message to us about solar weapons making fire sprites, giving us restoration, that's all of it. There's no other hidden details that they've left out for now or anything like that. But can you imagine just every solar weapon kill you giving is giving you a fire sprite, and then in turn giving you restoration? No, there's gotta be some nuances in there. Otherwise that's just way too easy. That's just us having restoration 24/7, basically, right? So I'm kind of thinking there's more hidden in here. Anyways, let me know what you think. That was just a few exotics I covered, like some things that I got my eye on. Obviously, there's like lots more of solar exotics out there that apply effects and stuff like that, but we won't know. I guess we won't know till we get more details or till it actually comes out. But I'm excited. I'm excited to start doing some new builds from scratch, right? Even though it's only been a year since we kind of had 3.0s come out. So it'll be interesting. Anyways, until Lightfall.